Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. Welcome back to Abdul Salam Gateway. Today I'm going to discuss the topic software design. Software design is basically an imperative procedure and one of the basic steps taken to develop the software in software development lifecycle. The software design can be defined as a course of designing modules and transforming the user's need into a suitable executable form of application. The software design helps the coder and programmer realize the prototype of the application and develop of software codes and implementation them at the user's level. The software design allows the movement of the attention from the problem toward a solution. Software design is the course of action taken by agents in order to create specification artifacts of steps which needs to fulfill and a certain goal satisfying users' requirements mentioned in SRS utilizing architect components. It usually gives the impression of being the problem solver and planner. Objectives of software design. In order to evaluate users' requirements, we discuss them by the name of SRS, that is Software Requirement Specification, and use it further for fostering, for coding, for implementation. Now that the user's requirement has been well documented, we move ahead towards the specific and detailed planning. The next step is software design, which promotes direct implementation and coding of the software to be developed. The objectives of software design are enlisted below. To trace various types of software based on the type of usage, to depict the elaborate differences among coding and design, to define the structured programming concept and find the loopholes and overcome them by finding solutions, to demonstrate basic designing and plan for further improvement, to show the reliability, performance and maintenance, to check for testing modules apparently at the beginning, to initiate the formalities in designing and notations, to be able to visualize clearly the future application along with its features, functions and data workflows, to be able to collaborate the software development and the design made all together. The designing process should be able to provide stability, impart value and hence add creativity to the organization that promises meeting of specified requirements of users. Functions of software design. We all know that the software design is the place of start of all the amazing applications. One has ideas and goals which need to be realized in the form of application development. Thus, before the beginning of the building of basic architecture need to be ready on paper for implementation, one should be able to weave the ideas on the head on the paper, and we tend to excited to create software and start coding. Thus the architecture will provide a smooth development process. The first step in the software design is to reflect upon the creative procedure to build the software design. There is a series of thoughts that need to be gathered end to end and goals kept on the front end. Then the processing of information take place. One next proposes a solution to the requirements and then it is sent for the feedback. The next step is to refine the design. These steps are interrelated as a cycle and they may occur once or more times unless we arrive at the appropriate design which is finalized. The software designers to design and frames similar to the variations in user requirements, yet we may be surprised to find some similarities in the designing process. Next, we have advantages and disadvantages of software design. Advantages of software design are optimum uses of resources and business processes, novel models and the possibility of invention of new designs. It helps to focus and emphasize on profit and business, reliability and credibility of the solution, uniqueness and adaptability of the software and promised, compatibility and allied exclusiveness are one of the major advantages. The disadvantages are fewer changes of predicting the outcome from the design alone. It requires too much time to demand for commitment. It is also demanding real-time decisions at each step of designing from the developers and the clients. The project may be easily fall off the track due to the lack of documentation. To conclude the all topic, software designing is a tedious and complicated step in software development life cycle which apparently looks simple before we start the actual developing the software. There should be clarity of the thought and requirements and ideas should be well documented so as to be consistent in performance and clarity. To initiate the development and to be on the right track, one must create checklist as well. This leads to the wonderful designing of the software. So guys, it was all about today's lecture. We have studied software design and software development life cycle in which we have studied different phases and advantages, disadvantages of software designs. So you have to write a summary in the comments below that what you have learned from this lecture. I will meet you in the next lecture with a new topic on the same channel. Till then, take care. Allah Hafiz.